back at it with another YouTube video. I got my girl VP and
JT.
What should I call it?
Storytime.
No, I know that. Like let me get these out my ear. This one I'm tripping. Okay, my molestation story. It sound right?
Yeah. About how she got raped.
No, not rape.
Yeah.
Molested. Yeah, that's two different things.
Two different things.
Yeah, like molested is like
stop worrying about that.
When an older person
like touch
finger
you
inappropriately.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Touch you inappropriately. That's molestation.
And I always want to share this story on my channel to like for girls that's like going through what I went through. So yeah, let's get into it. Evening time, and we had just got out of school, and my mama, she always worked, and she would let her, like, she was a cougar, she loved younger men, so she always allowed them to like stay at home while she worked, and they do the cooking and cleaning and stuff. So I get off the bus and go in the house, and my mama's boyfriend and cooking and cleaning as usual while she at work. I always ask where she be at, and he always say she at work. So he tells us, mom has 6 kids. I'm the oldest, but at the time she had 5 kids. Everybody who has homework stay in the house, and the ones who does not have homework can go outside and play. But since I was the oldest, I was the only one who had homework, so the rest of them went outside to play. So I would say back in the day, I always keep myself up now because back in the day it was dirty. Like, I ain't have it. I'ma just say that. And we always had a clothes room that would be filled up to the top with like dirty clothes, mildew clothes together, and clothes that shouldn't even be filled up in the room because we had a washer and dryer. So yeah, and the males, they would clean and cook whatever they want to clean and cook. I would say mama had one decent man our whole life who wasn't like perverted. She dated, and he was a young guy too, but this wasn't the one. So I went in the clothes room. Everything was mixed up together. So I normally used to say it was my fault because I put on one of my mama's big t-shirts, and mama is a heavyset lady. I would put on her 3X shirts that would touch my knees with nothing else under it because everything else was dirty. So I just blamed myself. So I had, I was in her bed doing homework. Somewhere I shouldn't have been, but they had Fast and Furious on the TV. That's when it was just coming out. It was just popular and stuff. And I was watching TV and doing my homework, and I ended up going to sleep watching TV and doing my homework in her bed. And all of a sudden, like, I had felt somebody going, like, touching me. As a child, like, I'm quick to, y'all know how somebody come in a room and stuff, you can feel their presence. Mm-hmm. And somebody get in the bed, you can feel when somebody get in the bed. So he had got in the bed with me, and I'm just, y'all know how y'all waking up, but just trying to function, just get yourself together. I was getting myself together in my head, like somebody in the bed with me. So I'm just waking up trying to get my thoughts together. So I didn't move because didn't nobody touch me or nothing like that until I started feeling somebody on my calf and my ankle just sliding their hand. He was sliding his hand under my shirt. So I just, I didn't know how to feel. I was just frozen. Like, I couldn't get the concept of him doing what he was doing, because, like, I'm like, what is he doing? So he was just feeling on my leg. Then he went up towards my vagina, my areas, and was caressing and fingering and touching. And it was just like, I was 9, so as a child, I'm just like, wow, he really doing this. And tears just started silently just coming down, like, I can't believe this. That was my first sexual encounter with a male. And after that, all my life, she started getting men that's like, she wouldn't act, like, I feel like it was an accident. Like, she just was always like drawn to perverts who would just mess over us. And it didn't make it no better when she allowed them to like beat us. Like, she'll be like, you can whoop them, shit, you always watching them. I'm the breadwinner, I gotta go to work. You can whoop them. If they doing wrong, whoop them. She allowed her, she allowed her friends to put their hands on us and discipline us. She did it. Her lovers. Really, she allowed everybody to my mama allowed everybody to put their hands on us. It wasn't no protective thing. If they feel like we getting out of place, they put their hands on us, and she don't care. So, yeah. So, as I was crying silently, he finally got up out the bed and went to go wash his hands, when he was in the bathroom washing his hands, I got up out the bed. My cousin lived right behind us, was a trail in the back of the house that led to the next creek that my cousin stayed on. So I got out the bed while he was washing his hands and just ran. I just ran until I couldn't run no more. I just ran crying. I was broken. Like, my heart was broken. Like, because, like, in my head, I was so mature. I was always mature for my age. And I was just like, why would you do that to a child? Like, that's what you got my mama for. Like, So, I ran to his house and I told him he wanted to go around there and beat him up. But his girlfriend was like, don't do it. Don't take the law into your hands. It's called the police. So, my mom was still at work and he called the police. And the police went around there and arrested him. They got in contact with my mom, and she got off work. It wasn't nothing for me to say because they had already told her everything. They ran tests and stuff, swabbed his nails and all that, and they told him not to come back to the house until, like, the investigation was, like, over with, or until they can prove, you know what I'm saying? So we had to go to the gingerbread house and stuff and all that, and they just told them to stop coming around us or kids in general because he was on the investigation. If he going to go move, he got to move out of our house, and if he was going to go live with somebody else, they couldn't have kids neither. It was by law. So not even a week later, my mama had him back in the house, and I got kicked out the house. So I had to live with my grandma. But she kept my SSI and food stamps and benefits, but I had to go live with my grandma. So that's why I always say, when my grandma was living, my grandma was my mama. My mama always told me, not my grandma, my mama, always told me not to call her mama, call her by her real name. So, yeah. So she told all her kids, stop calling us mama. Stop calling me mama. Call me my real name because it sounds like a broken record. Don't call me mama. So I always grew up calling my grandma mama. So that was my mama. She raised me. She did for me when, she believed me when my mama didn't believe me in that, in that era. So when I got kicked out at 9 and had to stay with her, she had raised me and stuff. And around 11, I got kicked out of my grandma's house because of my uncle. I think my uncle was just getting out of jail, and he was my granny baby. I always think he had something against me because he was my grandma's baby. But my grandma kind of like, she kind of, what it's called, because I was disabled, she kind of looked after me more. Because, like, I was a premature baby, and I got a lot of things wrong with me. And I started walking when I was 2 and stuff, dislocated hips, hernias, blood clots. It's a lot was going on with me. So she watched after me, and like when the other kids can ride bikes and stuff, I can't even walk straight to this day. I'm getting, surgeries on my feet and stuff to try to walk straight and stuff. So I was always different. But one thing I like about my grandma, she never Like, she looked after me more. Like, when the kids was on the hoverboards and stuff, I couldn't do all that. So she told me, no, Jada, you can't do that. Your body is not right to do that. But you can come in here and sit with Granny. I'll teach you how to cook. You know what I'm saying? So, so she never just, like, you know, she looked after me, but she always told me what it was. Like, I'm different, but I'm not different. I'm just like everybody else, other kids. You know what I'm saying? So, when I got kicked out of my grandma's house, it wasn't that, okay, my uncle was getting out of jail, and he always didn't like the fact that my grandma looked after me more because he's so used to being a baby. That's how. So, he was about, what, 30-something? I was 11, and my grandma was working at the laundry center at the time, and he cooked something to eat and told me to wash the dishes. I'm expecting a plate. He told me he didn't cook for me. He cooked for himself. Now go wash the dishes. I told him, no. If you didn't cook for me, I'm not washing dishes behind you. He hit me so hard, I fell through Peachtree floor. And I got back up. I ain't try to fight him because he was a man. I knew I wasn't going to win. I just called. First person I called was my grandma. She didn't answer the phone because it was a busy day. She called me back, but I was already gone. Second person I called was my mama. And the first thing she said was, I'm tired of your effing granny. I always throwing the fact that everything in my face, because my granny never let up on my mama. My grandma used to, you know, do my mama how she do me, you know, watch after her before I was born, because there was her only child that had a disability, because my mama, she wasn't born with it, but she did something to bust her eardrum when she was a child, so one ear deaf, other ear she can hear. So my granny always looked after my mama. So my mama was like, I'm tired of her throwing the fact that, you know, kicking me out the house for him in my face. So pack your stuff up. I'm coming to get you. Whole time, he's still at the house with she's still living with him and the other 4 kids. And it was crazy to me because she was quick to come and get me, but the whole time she was just like a week ago or a couple days before my uncle put his hands on me, she told me that I wasn't allowed to go and visit her no more because the babies would inappropriately touch the dolls and play with them and get them naked and stuff. And when I come and visit, I used to ask my 3-year-old sister, like, who taught you that? Like, why is you doing your dolls like that? And she would say, that's how my mama boyfriend played with her. And she would name the spots, give it little sweet names like Cookie and stuff like that. And she'll try to play with other babies like that and kids. And I used to be like, no, have anybody ever touched your no and stuff that she'll call? She like, yeah, that's how he plays with me. So I told my mama, and she was like, B word, you putting this in my baby head. You can't come visit them no more. So when I told her, called her and told her what my uncle did, she was just like, she tired of my grandma throwing it back in her face. So she coming to get me. So I packed up my stuff, and you know, she had came and got me. And I'm 11 now. So when she came and got me, she brought me back to the house. Not even, I think that same night she went back to work. She brought me to the house and went back to work. So I'm back in the house with him and the other kids. They much older now. And it's just like, first he wasn't talking to me or looking at me. And it made me comfortable. And I just saw different, like living back with my siblings, now that they older, someone seeming right. 14-year-old sister now, but I'm 11, so she like my little sister, not the baby, but the middle one. She's sitting on his lap and rubbing his ear and sucking his thumb, sucking her thumb and just sitting on him all comfortably. And I'm just like, if Granny was to see this, she'll beat your back in. Like, what is you doing? And she'll just dress inappropriate, just like he'll pick her up and put her on the left. It's just too close, like, and she'll just get comfortable with it. But I don't think she knew. I mean, that's just how she did it. And then the babies, he'd tell all the kids to come to the room, and the boys would sit on the headboard while the girls gotta sit and lay in the bed with him under the cover, and he'll cut off the lights. And I was just like, wow. Sometimes he'll do it when my mama was there, and something wasn't right. So day 2 or 3 of me being there, he'll start talking to me and say hey or whatnot, and I just walk past him like, cause why is you talking to me? You got in my mama's head and manipulated her to think that I was lying when you know I wasn't lying. So why is you talking to me? If I gave you a case and stuff and you just don't like me, now that I'm living with you again, why is you trying to buy me things and talk to me? No, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. I have nothing to say to you. So he told one day, like day 4 or 5, he told the kids to go into my mama room and lay on the bed. And he told the boys to sit on the headboard. So while he cut off the lights in the whole house and he was frying chicken while my mama was at work. So at first everybody was in the living room, you know, playing, but then it just got like, they just got scared, like nervous looking, all the excitement in their face, they just went numb. And I'm just like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, what's wrong? And everybody, the kids wouldn't say nothing. And when they talk, they wouldn't look at me in my face. They'll look down. So I said, I'm not going in there. I'm going to sit on this couch. They could go in there, you know what I'm saying? But you had to pass through the living room to go to the kitchen. It was a hallway, the kitchen, living room. I would be sitting in the living room by myself while he keep on coming past in the dark in the cold house. While my baby siblings and stuff, baby sisters and brothers, was in the back. So I was like, then again, nah, I'm going to go in there with them. So he just physically laid and placed the girls how he wanted them to lay. And I'm just like, what are you doing, son? Just like, let them lay down. Let them jump in the bed. Some let them do what they was like, no, because they know what to do. So I get quiet. So, you know, they laying down. And the boy is sitting on the bed. And he put on a hormone monster. And on Netflix and made them kids watch it. Y'all know what that is? Mm-hmm. Well, look it up. He put on a hormone monster, and they was just watching it and laughing and stuff. All these inappropriate jokes and stuff, like they just used to it. So I just laid at the wall. Then my baby sister, she about like 3, 4, I don't know, she was old enough to be in a pimple. Then the middle girl was like on the side of her. Then he slid in the bed after he got done cooking. He slid in the bed and got in between my sister and my baby sister, because I was by the wall and the boys was sitting on the head, on like the head thing. So we watching TV and she just getting too close to him, just laying on him. I just didn't like that. It was weird to me. So all of a sudden, everything was going okay until I felt him put his hands in my sister diaper. Like, what is you doing? So I pushed his hand away. And we went to, like, fighting quietly. Because I didn't want him to do that. And I'm physically feeling, and I just pulled the cover back, and he had his hand in her diaper. So I would push his hand off, like, and so he got mad and reached over and did it to me. In my head, I'm like, I'm the oldest. You can do anything you want with me. You not finna do that to them. These babies, that baby could barely walk, talk, defend herself. I don't care. At the end of the day, that's my babies. That's my sister. You not finna do that. Whew. Okay, hold on, y'all. Okay. So yeah. So he start fingering me again. And it just like at this point it broke me down because while he was doing it, I had a feeling that like he was already doing this. It's like from the body language of the kids, like they used to it. Like they used to abuse. And I feel like it was my fault because I had to leave and I left them behind. But then again, I had to realize as me getting older, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault because I got like, I got kicked out, so it wasn't my fault. And I used to always blame myself because I could have did something to make it better. So when he got done, he had got up and did the normal, did what he did the first time before I left, went to go wash his hands. So I really set him up. When he got up and went to the bathroom, I got up. I waited until I heard that bathroom door close, and I got up. And instead of running, I went in the kids' room by myself. I knew he heard me. I don't know how. I made sure he heard me. I made sure I walked hard. I made sure I slammed the door. I made sure he heard me. I really appreciate y'all being there for me.
I'm trying not to cry.
I got it together. So he heard me, and he knew that I was in there by myself, and I just lured him in. So because me slamming the doors and stuff, I know he was gonna check and see who went in there. So just like I thought, he got out the bathroom and walked in the room. So he thought he got me this time. So he went to close the door and locked me in the room with him. And I don't know. I know my siblings love me because they kept knocking on the door, interrupting the conversation that I was having with him just to check on me. It was like a fear, but they want to protect me. Like, Jada, you okay? What is he doing? And he wasn't even doing that. That's how I know when that door closed in their room, something up. Because they would not leave that man alone. He really had to threaten them, but they was like kind of scared of him. So they listened. So I asked them, I said, why do you do that? Why do you do that to us? And have you been doing it to my sisters and brothers? Why do you do that to children that's innocent? Why do you mess up people's lives? Like, you do it to us when it's my mama you could be doing it to. All these women in the world, and you want to touch on babies, on kids. And he didn't care if it was girls or boys. He was just sick. And I questioned him. And he was like, you gonna tell your mama again? And I was like, yes, I'm gonna tell mama. He was like, I'm gonna buy you this and I'm gonna buy you that. And I told him I can't be bought. I can't be bought. No matter how many things you give me, threats and stuff you tell me, I'm not gonna be scared and I can't be bought. Ladies, if you going through this, never be bought. And never, if they say they'll kill you or anything else, still tell. Even if they gotta be gone for you to get somebody's attention, tell. And if don't nobody believe you, keep going. If your parents don't believe you, go to grandparents. If they don't believe you, go to schools. I bet you schools gonna believe you. And this not just for women, girls. It's for boys too, because they don't care, baby. Go tell someone. Reach out to somebody. Don't stop until you heard. Because I'm telling you, somebody gonna believe you. So he told me back in the day, his mom was a crackhead and I always sold him for fixings. And he told me, and I was like, how did that make you feel? And he was like, he was hurt, and he was getting abused and raped and stuff by both. And he was like, it just messed him up. He was telling me things he never opened up to my mama about. And he just broke down. And I told him, and when he broke down, I broke down. I was already broke down. I was messed up mentally. That messed me up. And I was like, you see how it make you feel? This is how you making us feel. You don't want to make nobody feel like that. Then stop doing kids like that. Stop doing babies like that. Because it breaks us down. Just stop doing it. Because it hurts. And it's hurtful. And it really hurt me because no matter how many times I told my mama, she didn't believe me. And just a few months ago, she questioned me about it again. This man is in jail for like 50 years now. She questioned me, did I lie? I'm 20 now. And you still questioning me, it's hurtful. It really hurts. But I be sucking it up because I don't let nobody see me cry. You know, I don't let nobody see me down. I don't let nobody see me hurt. But this year gonna be my year. I'm gonna start, posting stuff on Instagram. I'm gonna let y'all in a little bit because sometimes people judge me, but they don't know what I go through. They just think, I just have it all when it's really not like that. I just, love to make people day and make people smile, but it's not like that. But guess what? I'm just sharing it with y'all, but I'm not gonna be like holding grudges and stuff. I'm letting go. This the year I'm gonna blow up on my music. I put everything in songs. That's why I love writing music, and stuff. So this my year. I'm gonna be great, y'all. I'm gonna be okay. I'm just sharing it with y'all. So he told me that it made him feel bad, and he told me he was in the military, and that messed him up because he had to kill people and stuff, and a lot of stuff. And it'll be the people that you least expect it will be that will hurt other people. And that's why sometimes people don't believe it. Or sometimes they may believe it and just can't put their head, like, wrap it around. I just think that was going on with my mama. She just couldn't wrap it around. To this day, it's not wrapped around. Like, she don't want to believe it, I feel. And that's why she's so messed up. So he made me feel bad, and I told him I wasn't gonna tell. I told him I wasn't gonna tell. So, he said he wasn't gonna do it to us anymore, But I feel like that's what predators do. They make you feel safe and promise you things that they double back and do again. Because they really don't mean it. They just don't want to get in trouble for it. Because tell me why. The next morning, he did it again. Y'all, he did it to me again. So I got so mad. I got mad. But this time, he was bold with it. My mama was laying in the bed asleep. He was by my mama. And I was in the bed with the girls. And he made the boys make a pallet on the floor in my mama room. And he did it again, y'all. I'm 11 now. He was already woke. After he got done, he went in the bathroom. I walked in the bathroom. I said, stay up. I'm finna go wake my mom up. I'm telling. It ain't no, I'm not telling no more. Cause I feel like you played me. You started hurting me. Cause I got a good heart and you trying to manipulate me. I'm telling this time. And this time, something gonna happen. So he locked me in the bathroom and I couldn't get out. Like I was in the bathroom with him. And them promises led to threats. So I couldn't get out the bathroom when I was in there with him. And this time though, God was really with me all the time. But she woke up and he was in the bathroom with me. You can't say he didn't do it now. He in the bathroom with me. You can't say I'm lying. You can't kick me out for lying. You can't say I didn't do it. Or I was lying just because I don't like him. He was in the bathroom with me. And he opened the door. And she went out, what you doing in here? What you doing with my baby? Woo-woo-woo-woo. And I told her in front of him. I looked her dead in the face while he was right there. And I told her. Y'all know what she did? She told me to go get ready for school. I got school today. Go get dressed. She gonna handle it. So I got dressed, put on my school clothes, and she pulled up to Pine Grove Elementary, you know. And she dropped me off. And he was in the passenger seat. Everybody, all the kids got dropped off. She told me to get out the car last. So they went in the office, went to go sign in. And I got out, and she was like, when you get out of school, your stuff gonna be packed. You going back to your grandma's house. So that was that. And I went to music class. We had to sing, and I used to always be the leader, just in choir, you know, playing with the instruments with Miss Reed. Just, you know, I used to always be happy, making everybody laugh. Today, I wasn't with it. I couldn't wrap my mind around everything happening, and she still kicking me out and saying that I was the problem. Like, how can you do that? But that's my mama, and I love her. But my granny used to always tell me, you can't make nobody else love you. And it hurts. And you can't make nobody love you. So, you know, I put on my big girl pants, and I was like, okay. And I just went to music, and I just was having a mental episode and breakdown. So Miss Reed had pulled me to the instrument closet and closed the door and asked me what's wrong. I must have broke down and told her everything. And this goes back to the message, don't give up. If somebody don't believe you, tell the next person, because they will believe you. She told the principal, the counselors, and I was like, it's gonna be. I was crying, you know. I was like, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, y'all. Just let me go home, please. Like, mama gonna handle it. I'm going back with my grandma, and they just looked at me, wiped my tears away, and they was just like, baby, if your mama didn't handle it all this time, she not gonna handle it. So CPS came in our life and took me, the two boys, and my other sister, and the baby was at home with him while she was at work. And they didn't allow us to leave school. They took us from school, separated us, and it was hard. It was like really hard seeing all my brothers and sisters crying and trying to run off campus back home, and everybody was forced in cars because we couldn't go back home because it wasn't a safe place. In the back of my mind, like, you know, everybody got separated and they was crying, and didn't nobody want to leave everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's their first encountering of CPS, you know. And my mama didn't stop. She made it her mission to always tell me that it was my fault. Because if I would have shut the fuck up and just let her handle it, it would have got handled. But I feel like I did what was right. I feel like I did the right thing. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, we got separated. And that was my first... think about it, me being in foster care was my first time trying to harm myself. It was my first time going to Brentwood, first time self-harming myself. Because when I was in the foster home, I was like, wow, they didn't even treat us right. Like, I'm getting mistreated by my mom at home, but being in foster care with somebody who's supposed to get paid for doing this and still not treating you right, it was just... And then them telling me it's my fault. Well, not them. Well, my mama and her friends, the mama put her in their friends' head just saying it's my fault. And then his family talking down on me and saying I'm lying. Obviously, his family gonna say it because that's his people. But when it's my mama too, it's just a lot. It's just a lot to deal with. So I just want to end it all because I felt like, you know, it wasn't helping. I guess keep speaking up about it. It ain't gonna help. But it did help in the long run. It did help, guys. We got the help that we needed. We got away from, the person who was harming us. Just speaking up about it, a lot had help. We had counselors, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that for the better. And they had found my 3-year-old, I think he was 3 or 5 at the time, one of them. They had found her cause she wasn't old enough to go to school. So when they took us from school, they kicked down her door. And whole time we going back and forth from the court system and CPS, she showing up crying and stuff, saying she missed us whole time. He's still at the house with the baby. They kicked the door down and took the baby out and caught him finna do something to her. And he wasn't fingering no more. And they caught him in action, arrested her and him, and said that she couldn't have no juveniles in the house no more. She wasn't allowed to get us back ever. But things change, but yep. And then to this day, she envied me. And my granny used to be like, she jealous of you. That's my grandma, my aunt to be like, she jealous of you, but how can you be jealous of something you created? I don't understand. I don't understand why I get treated so bad. And I just be trying to make videos, trying to love her. But behind closed doors, it's not like that. It is not like that. And I be having it so hard. So I just, write it down in my notebook, go to the studio and stuff. And, and just vent. That's what I do. So hopefully sharing this video with y'all will help other girls like me. And my message, y'all gonna do y'all little message. I want y'all to do a message. I'm gonna do mine first. My message is, no matter who don't believe you, keep telling your story, because you will help other girls. And just like you, I had got help. Like, okay, so we had went to trial. Oh yeah, we went to trial. And my granny was too sick and had dialysis, and my mama wasn't showing up because she didn't believe us. So at the time, we went to trial when I was 16, and my sister was like, she was in her teens too, old enough to get on trial and tell her rape story, because he ain't raped me, but I didn't know he was raping her. So she, got the courage, and my granny said she wished she could be there, but she was sick and dialysis. And my mama, she could have been there, but she chose not to. So we had to stand in front of him and tell him, like, what you did, it didn't break us. It just made us stronger. It just opened our eyes and made us, what it's called, more mature. And just it really pushed being grown on us. Did it do that? Like, make sense? Like, we wasn't children no more. It made us think a lot. It introduced us to sex. It just made us mature into stronger women. Like, things that girls our age would say was hard on them, and they would just pout about, we can do it. And it just made us like so strong that we think about stuff different. We are way mature than an average person our age. So yeah, we went on trial. They gave him like 50 years to life, and like I think a little bit more than that. I don't really remember, but I know 50 years to something. I don't know. Yeah, and he just looked at us with the hate in his eyes. And what broke me down was on the trial, only person who showed up from the family was my cousin who I ran around the corner from the first time. Yeah, I love that everybody believed us and comforted us. Wasn't nobody there for us except my cousin, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, he hugged us and went on by his day. And we had to sit there with lawyers just asking us the same questions in different fashions to see if we lied or not. Just asking us, so did you lie? Just drill.
That's what they do.
Yeah, just drilling on us. But what made me break down, I held it in together so good. Even when I see him, I didn't break down. But when they played them old gingerbread house videos from when I was back that age, like 9 and 11, oh, I broke down. Like, I was so innocent. And I just broke down. And I broke down. I just broke down.
Okay, my message is...
So,
oh, you done?
okay, my message is, no matter who, if you keep reaching out and keep telling your story, because somebody gonna believe you. Even if it's somebody threatening you or not, don't let that scare you. Because they just saying it to protect them. The louder the voice, the more people gonna help you. You hear me? Okay. Go ahead.
So, my message is always tell somebody, and don't take it in as you're a bad person, but take it in as God just taught you a new lesson, and this is something that you can look out for other girls. Like, if you see somebody going through this, just, you know, tell somebody to be like, don't be like, if you see your friend going through something like this, don't be like, hey, friend, I'm finna tell somebody. Don't do that. Just go do it under your own confidence.
Because maybe they scared and they gonna tell you not to tell. So just go behind their back and silently do it.
Like she said, if don't know I believe you, keep telling. Because 10 out of 10, the school gonna believe you.
If nobody else do.
And as school people, they are mandated reporters. And they got to tell. Like, people at daycare, they work at daycare, they're mandated reporters. People at stores.
In churches. Everybody, counselors.
Just tell somebody. So, yeah, validations.
My message is from a person who's actually experienced it before. I feel like even though if you do have a lot of pain, and you will for as long as you can live, you know, and it's very hard to get over with, even if they get caught or they don't. Like they were saying, basically speak up. Your voice will be heard eventually, you know. If you don't speak up, no one can do anything about it. And so the best thing for you to do is, yes, you may be scared, and yes, sometimes threats turn into actual actions, but even through all that pain, you still have to tell somebody,
and you will get help.
You don't have to tell them that you're going to tell somebody, because, and the only reason why I say don't tell, like, the person that's actually doing something to you, like molesting or raping, don't tell them that you're gonna do it, because
just go with the flow and then do it.
It might turn into them actually killing you on the scene. So therefore, go with the flow until you can get away from them. Because my cousin, I'm not telling her business. I'm not telling her business, but everybody knows this. But she's a trick, and trick sells their body to anybody. So she had this guy that she trusts, that she so-called trusted. And he was powerful, you know. And she trusted him. But the thing is, after he did, he told her he wouldn't let her out the house. He raped her for 10 days straight. Her body, she couldn't even walk right. And she's so little. She couldn't walk right. So he had a game in the house. He took her purse, her keys, and her phone, and her money. So
just because she was gonna tell.
Yeah, she wasn't even gonna tell if he would never raped her.
Oh, okay.
Because she liked to sleep.
So he robbed her?
Yeah, and he kept in the house, locked in the house for 9 days straight. She got on the PS, she got on the game. Because if y'all don't know something, a game, you can't contact people.
Microphones?
Yes. So they have a game, he had a game in the house. And she contacted me. And I told my dad. And that's how she kept getting in contact with everybody. Then the police came and he walked past the house like it was not his house. So yes, learn that technology can help computer, laptop, phone,
tablets.
I don't care if it's a government phone.
Yeah.
Contact. And the reason why I don't care about no phone, I don't care about no iPhone. Because as long as I have a phone, I'm going to contact somebody.
Contact somebody, anybody, a close relative.
Even if you don't have a phone, it's another big thing, because you know, I've been in a situation before. Even if you don't have a phone, there's people around. Even if they don't believe you, go to the next person. Go to the next person.
Yeah, don't give up on yourself.
This person, that person. Just because one person or two people or even 5 people don't believe you, keep going because someone is going to believe you. Somebody.
Yes, and especially like in my situation, it was not only me, it was siblings too, or family members. Like it was my siblings. I spoke up for them. Okay.
So, if y'all have a phone and y'all going through this and y'all stand with y'all parents, okay, your parent don't believe you.
Or if
If you
it's
got
one of
a
your
phone,
parents.
Even if it's just one of your parents, whoever, if you got a phone, set your phone up somewhere.
Record.
Like if you go to the bathroom, get your phone, set your phone up somewhere, and record it. Show
Put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
No, you ain't got
In
to
a broad voice
No.
record.
No, you will have to. I'm telling y'all, set your phone up somewhere. Hide the camera somewhere. Set your phone up somewhere, and record it. I'm not gonna say let him do it, but let him do it because you're recording it. And then when he done and you get the way to go somewhere, go tell somebody, hey, I got a video.
Yeah,
your
you can't
phone's
say-
just not for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, phone
All
call.
that, right.
You have a phone to have proof.
Protection. Yeah, all that. Mm-hmm.
That's why I say it is good to have a phone because you can. Y'all people have to think that Instagram is not the only social media. Your phone have a camera for a reason. Record. That's proof. They
can't say you lying.
People not gonna say, "Oh, I don't believe you." If you got the video, if you got proof, you're gonna get believed.
Mm-hmm.
That's enough to believe when you can record.
Yeah. Okay, y'all. Let's wrap it up. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I hope this helped women. Girls, boys. Teens. Male, teen, females. I just hope it helped y'all.
Okay, one more thing I do have to say before we leave.
Okay.
Do not, and I don't care who you are, if you are a male or a female. A lot of people don't talk about this, but it's also very blamed. They get blamed for it. The way you dress or the way you act or the way you look. It does not matter who you are. It does not matter anything. It can happen to really anyone, and it is not your fault. And if someone tells you it's because of the way you dress, act, anything like that,
They in the
not your
wrong.
fault. And they're in the wrong.
All right,
Okay. That's it, y'all.
Bye,
We did
y'all.
good. Bye-bye.